Hey, welcome to Lux Latitude. Iran war. The US and Israel have decided to attack Iran. What does that mean? It means lives are lost. It means investments will be lost. It means the whole world is changing. It means the whole investment landscape is changing. Hey, welcome to Lux Latitude. On this channel, I speak about investment stories. Today is a very special video. This is really a very special video because we are talking about Iran. We are talking about the war in Iran. The US and Israel have decided to attack Iran together. Okay, we are not gonna go into those politics because I have no idea. I don't understand on what grounds they are launching the attack. I have no idea. And it's not my intention to talk about the political aspects of that war. What I would like to say is that my heart goes out for all the people of Iran. People will lose lives, of course. People have lost lives, but also those fighting, like the US military people who are fighting, they will all lose lives. People will lose lives, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke to lose lives. Unfortunately, that's how the world is now. That's how the world is today, and I'm really deeply sorry for those people who were caught up in the war in Iran, but also elsewhere in the world, because it's not only in Iran. The war is affecting people like Dubai. Dubai is shut up. It's completely shut now, following the attacks. And so we don't know where it's gonna go. We don't know the direction of this war. We don't know where it's starting, where it will end, whether it will ever end or not. We don't know. Anyways, that said, I would like to talk about the investment landscape. When I heard about that, I immediately thought about, of course, the people affected, the people whose lives will be lost, but also the investment landscape. How does it look like now? One thing I can tell you for sure, I'm not a financial expert. You have to know that. I'm talking about my little experience in finances, a little experience that I've made. This is not a financial advice video. I am not by any means a financial expert. So take my advice with a tinge of salt. So, my first point that I want to make is that definitely there's gonna be some effects out of the war, and the immediate effect that we are thinking about is the decline of the value of the dollar. You must expect that the value of the dollar will decline. This has happened in the previous war times, and so this is not an exception that this won't happen. So if we expect that the value of the dollar will decline, what do? It's very important that you start looking into other means of investment. So that means that look to invest somewhere else outside of the US. Definitely look to invest somewhere else outside of the US, and especially it might be very risky at this point to invest in the US stock market or something like that, because we expect that this will collapse or this will definitely decline. And this is based on experience from previous war times. And financial experts, of course, are projecting that. And so my idea here is that you really need to be cautious. You really need to be aware that something is going to happen to the dollar, and something is going to happen to the US stock market. Something is going to happen to any form of investment in the US, or anything that involves a dollar. So be very wary about that. And of course, you might be asking then, what should we do? Where should we invest at the moment? The times of war. At the times of war, people are always looking for a safe haven, like safety it's just a basic need. It's a natural instinct that at these moments of war all over the world, people have people are afraid. Even if you are not in Iran, you are not in the US, you are not in the Middle East, I'm sure you have some kind of fear. People all over the world have some kind of fear. What shall we do? What shall we? Uh, what will happen? And so, the safest, the safest form of investment at the moment might be gold. That's an asset that people usually, in terms of insecurity and safety, people invest in gold. But that's not an asset for everybody. That's not an asset for everybody, because it's an expensive asset. To acquire this asset is expensive, but just so you know that in moments like this, people rush for gold. So it means that the prices of gold might go up. Those people who are trading, you must know that. Probably, I haven't really checked the trading landscape since the war broke out yesterday. But you expect that the value of the doll or of gold is pretty high, because everybody is probably rushing for that. And do you really want to rush for an asset that, because of the war, has exorbitantly increased in value? So some people, of course, some people with a lot of money, a lot of investments, will definitely go in for that, and I think that's the best investment form now. But small people like I, and probably you, might try to look into something else. If you can, go for gold, but if you can't, there are many other alternatives to go into. Look into real estate. Real estate in Africa, for example, in Kenya, it's booming in Kenya. Real estate landscape in Kenya, it's booming. In Zanzibar, in Tanzania is one country that is also doing well. Kenya is doing very well. Rwanda. Look for such places. Go in. I would say go in for real estate, because the world will always have people. People will always be looking for accommodation. People will always be moving here and there. And so, for me, I would say this is by far the surest form of investment. And the good thing about real estate is that even small people like you and I can do it. Start with a condo, start with a small bed sitter or a condo or a one bedroom small flat. Start with that and start investing in an Airbnb or a short term rental or long term rent, as you wish, but try to invest in something. So think real estate at the moment, because the world continues to have more and more people, and people will always be looking for accommodation of some sort. So for me, by far, for both small and big investors, I think the best is real estate at the moment. And you also need to consider the stock markets of these small countries that you overlook, like the Kenyan stock market. A lot of people, a lot of investors, I'm sure, will pull out their investments from the US and pour it right into the Kenyan stock market, for example. Look, a lot of people have moved to Dubai and have invested in real estate in Dubai. And look, Dubai now is just overnight, in a blink of an eye, Dubai is unstable. And so, who knows? Who knows? But it doesn't mean that we cannot stop investing. It means that we just have to be smarter in trying to find ways to invest, despite the war, despite the difficult times. So look into Kenya, really. Kenya is a stable region. Why I talk about Kenya is because I come from Kenya myself, but Kenya is very stable. Kenya has a very good international vibe, like it's so cosmopolitan. And I'm not only talking about the big cities, I'm talking also about the villages. You go to any Kenyan village and you find foreigners, international people. and it's still stable. Kenya is still stable, and of course, I'm not saying that it's the safest, and by no means I'm saying Kenya is safe or. But at the moment, Kenya is stable. At the moment, it's growing. At the moment, the real estate is booming in Kenya. So go in there, and also consider looking at the Kenyan stock market. Um, you know, there are many Americans moving out of America. I mean, North America. They are moving out of the U.S. and they have been doing this for the past 10 years, something like that. It has been a trend. They are slowly moving into Kenya. Nairobi has the best temperatures you can ever imagine. Kenya has beaches, has mountains, has animals, has game parks, has everything that you ever can imagine about. So move to Kenya. I would also call on. I would advise anybody move to Kenya, but don't move to Kenya to go and only have fun. Move to Kenya and invest there. Invest in the real market, real estate market. Invest in the Kenyan stock market, and you will see the returns. So much spoken about Kenya. Forgive me, I'm just all over the place today. I'm really, really sad for Iran. I am very emotional, and so please bear with me today. Bear with me. So I've talked about being aware of the US dollar, which might decline in value. Be aware of the US stock market, which might decline or which might collapse. Be aware of the offshore investments. Offshore investments, everything is gonna be affected in this war. It is a war between Iran, the US, and Israel, but it's gonna affect everybody on earth, everyone. So start bracing up yourselves for difficult times. Brace up yourselves for difficult times. Oil prices are gonna go up. Oil prices are gonna go up. Definitely gonna go up. You never know what Iran might do in retaliation. Iran has a lot of oil. Iran controls some major oil. How are they called? Oil tabs. Tabs. Yeah. And so I don't know. Forgive me, I'm not a technical person, so I don't know how those pipes for oil are called. Are they just oil pipes or oil taps? I don't know. But yeah, it controls a large amount of that. And if you see that Israel and the US have attacked Iran, there is something valuable they want from there. And that's oil. Of course, we know that Iran has other big toys that are destructive to everyone in the world. If they decided to use them, then we would all be up. We will all be really, yeah, in shit. But I know that the US and Israel, they are after the oil. Don't quote me for that, but we know that there's oil over there, and that's a resource that the US really is also interested in. And so the oil prices are going to go up. If you drive a car, brace up for difficult times, guys. Brace yourselves up for difficult times. Oil prices are going to go up. Food prices are going to go up. Literally everything, anything, any prices of everything are gonna go up, because imagine even a banana. Let's say if you live in Kenya, let's say you live in Kenya, you live in Nairobi, the bananas have to come from Kisii all the way to Nairobi, and they need transportation. So this is gonna go up. The prices of bananas will go up. The prices of everything, because everything requires oil. Oil transportation. And of course, if you live in Europe, like I live in Switzerland now, we eat bananas from Costa Rica and Colombia, South America, all that. We get lots of stuff from outside. Lots of stuff are imported, and so the prices of everything, literally everything, are gonna go up, because everything relies on oil. at the moment, at least. Everything relies on oil. So for the moment, that's how the world is. I don't want to sound pessimistic, and that's why I'm talking about investment, because I am not a pessimistic person. As long as, or as far as I feel empathy for Iranians, empathy for everybody else affected, directly affected by the war. I know that all of us on this earth, we are affected and we will be affected by this war. And so we have to be positive about it. We have to learn something about it. We have to continue. We have to continue to survive. And that's why we need to talk about investment. We need to know, like, where should we invest? What should we invest in? Avoid anything that has to do with oil. And you cannot hoard oil, so you cannot buy in large quantities and keep it for your car or for your motorbike. And so just know that this is gonna go up. And what does it mean for African countries like my country, Kenya? Of course, people are poor and the poverty is gonna just skyrocket. People are gonna be more poor at the moment, because when the prices, food prices, or food prices for every commodity, for every service will go up, of course, people already don't have money to spend. And so this will just make lives harder. So brace up for difficult times, guys. If you're a youth, please, more than ever, pick up your phone, start a YouTube channel. Pick up your phone, start a YouTube channel, start earning some money. You know some skill, start using your skill. Design something, write a book and sell, make an app and start selling. Try selling something. Take out your clothes from your closet and start selling. Don't just sit there and wait for the world to collapse on you. So guys, I'm very, very emotional in this video, but I just wanted to tell you that brace up for difficult times. Know what's gonna happen. Know the investment landscape, the economic landscape, how it's gonna look like, and know where you can invest. Start small, but do something. Don't sit there and be a pessimist, and don't sit there and wait for a missile to come over your house. Do something. Let's continue striving. We are human beings. We wouldn't be here if our forefathers did not fight on. Despite the hard times, we have to fight on. We have to keep on investing. We have to keep on working. We have to keep on doing our lives, But of course, we have to think about those people affected by the war, those people directly affected, those people who are being bombarded left, right, center. If you're a Christian or a Muslim or whatever, or if you're just spiritual, make a prayer for them, make a prayer for their souls. And let's hope that this war will not escalate, and let's hope that we will have a peaceful world again, like we will live in peace again. I watched some news on BBC, and I saw there were some tourists in Dubai who had been sitting there really relaxing at the beach, and all of a sudden they had to run away. I can imagine those people, how they feel. I can imagine if there were children over there, how those children feel. I cannot imagine. I don't know why on earth we still fight. I don't know why we cannot live on earth as peaceful species. I don't know. Well, I don't want to go further into my emotions. I just would like to say, think about investment. Think about investment. Use your skills. Start selling your skills, guys. Start selling your skills. Start selling your skills. And make some money for yourself, because times are hard. Times are hard. times are hard, guys. Brace up for tough times. Brace up for tough times. Brace yourselves up for tough times. Yeah, yes, guys. That's it. And if you're new here, as I said, I am Luke's Latitude. This is my second channel. I have another channel, Read the Explorer. Please consider subscribing to my channel and help me grow my channel and be able to reach more and more people with this kind of information. Guys, I speak about investment stories, and please check out my channel for other investment videos, and see you in the next one. Be good. Make a small prayer for people in Iran. Think about those Israeli soldiers who are fighting, and the US soldiers who are fighting. They also risk their lives, so think about them. Make a prayer for them. We are not here to judge. We are not here to say who is doing good, who is doing bad. We are not judging anyone, but that's how the world is, and we just hope for the best out of the situation. Okay, be creative, be positive, don't be pessimistic, and don't stagnate. Get up, invest in yourself or in something. Okay, bye bye for now. Thank you so much.